Well, I think that for me, you know, a big part of it too was my dad was battling alcoholism. And I kind of traced that back to why he did what he did. He was one of 9 brothers. There was 9 of them, and at that time, and you know, he really grew up and was raised by his grandmother. So he'd hang out with his brothers all the time, do all that during the daytime. But when it's time to go home at night, he'd go home to his grandmother's. That's where his, you know, home was. And I think when she passed away is what my family always told me is when he started drinking hard and when he turned to alcohol instead, you know, and it took him when I was young. I lost him when I was probably 12 years old. And I just knew that I did not want that in my life. You know, I got to that point where it's like, man, I want to be with my kids, you know. Yeah. I want to be there and I want to be there forever, you know, as long as I can be. And I didn't want my kids to have those moments that I had seeing my dad like that.
Well, being that you're not a group guy or a 12-step guy, what was your process then for finding your sobriety and what helped it stick?
You know, really, it was my kids, because I was at a really dark spot, you know, where I was drinking nonstop and, you know, I was probably saying some negative stuff like, you know, I don't want to live anymore type things, you know, because you're out of your mind at that point anyway. So, and I think my ex-wife and who I'm still great friends with to this day, she got some family members together and they actually had me put into a place. I don't tell the story a whole lot because that is, you know, brings back a bunch of memories, but they put me in a place here called Green Oaks. And I spent a few days in there where they sober you up and give you some tough love. And I think just being in there, hearing the stories from the other people in there, some younger than me, some older than me. And I realized that, you know, I'd rather be a leader and not a follower. And I did not want to be that old person in there, you know, having these same issues day after day after day. And so, you know, I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. And every day was a struggle. You know, you get a couple days in, you're feeling good. You're like, oh, well, I can do this again. I can drink. I'm fine now. And then it became a week, and that week turned into a month. And then that month turned into a year. And every day that I was sober, I just felt that I was on the right path for me. And you know, I just would think about the way I was. And I was like, I'm going to keep trying this as long as I can do it. And then that, you know, those years turned into a decade. And now I'm about to hit 13 years. And, you know, I just want to help others. I want other people to, you know, to say, hey, that guy can do it. I can do it.